Welcome on our travel to Scotland. We will leave in the direction of Alphenarn-Denrien and drive inland towards the place called Lemuiden. From there we take the highway past Schiphol Airport, past the west of Amsterdam, towards Lemuiden. The route this day is a total of 70 kilometers and will take us an hour and a half on the Monday. Departure by boat from Lemuiden towards Newcastle. 3 at 17:30 departure check-in normally closes 45 minutes before departure. The daily crossing takes approximately 16 hours and 45 minutes, depending on weather conditions. The expected arrival time in Newcastle is around 9:30 am early Tuesday morning. We arrive by boat in Newcastle. We drive out of the center of Newcastle through the north. The route this first day in the United Kingdom will be about 90 kilometers, just getting used to driving on the left side of the road. And because we'll have plenty of time, since the route will probably take only an hour and a half to 2 hours. Since we actually have all the time we want on this day, we can visit the Kielder Head National Nature Reserve well, for example, Kielder Observatory, or the Kielder Birds of Prey Center, or the Hadrian's Wall. It's the best preserved Roman cavalry fort in Britain. Or at the beautiful village of Corbridge to our drive. Either way, there is plenty to choose from. To take shortcuts toward our first overnight stay in England, we spend the night at the Pheasant Inn, which is located in the town of Stannersburn, and can check in there on Tuesday, May 9th, between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock p.m. at the Pheasant Inn. From the moment you step inside, the Pheasant Inn will treat you to the warmest of welcomes. Our house is found in the heart of the Northumberland countryside, near Kielder Water. We are a family-run country inn with bed and breakfast. The Pheasant Inn combines the character and charm of a traditional coaching inn with oak beams and open fires. On Wednesday morning, we set off from the Kielder area, heading north to pass village Hoyk, the town of Edinburgh, and the city of Perth, among others. The route for Edinburgh sometimes takes us up to 400 meters high. With our road trip in Scotland, we will drive more than 24,000 kilometers, or as Scottish people would say, a wee tour from 15,000 miles. As we travel through the route toward Ballater, we come to the road called A93, which is an old military road. Here is also the highest point in our route. Then we are at 660 meters altitude. The ride this day will be about 390 kilometers. We will drive and it will take about 6 hours before we get to our next overnight stay, where we may stay 2 nights in the beautiful area of Cairngorms National Park and Glentonar National Nature, where we are staying at the Bed and Breakfast Cambusame Hotel. This bed and breakfast is located 5 kilometers away from the village of Ballater, where are plenty of restaurants. We can check in between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. by the Cambusame Hotel. This traditional Victorian Highland hotel is an authentic old world charm combined with a good night's sleep in comfortable beds with linen sheets and feather pillows. For the Thursday, we have a round trip plan without Triumph. We will ride a round trip, counterclockwise, and around the area of national parks and forests. By the way, the route is not long, only about 200 kilometers. That will probably take us 3 to 3.5 hours. We will pass through places like Dufftown and Glenlivet, among others. I can stare at you and never see change. You are so beautiful, please believe me when I say it. I can't stop thinking about our moments together. Even though they were short, I cherish them. When we have completed 100 kilometers of our drive, we still pass through the town of Tominole, where our previously booked Richmond Arms Hotel is located. All by all, we have time to ourselves this day. By the way, if you see blue lines on the map, that are roads that we drove the day before or gonna drive the next day. Near Belater, as we near our Cambusame Hotel, we still have the option of driving into a dead-end road called the Spittal or Glen Newick. This location, situated in stunning highland scenery at the foot of Loch Nagar and alongside Loch Newick, the Spittal of Glen Newick is a well-known hiking area. Please note, £4 parking fee. We can end the day nicely with a visit to Belater, including our evening meal. On Friday, we depart Belater for our next overnight stay, the Old Gishin, in Garve. This route is about 240 kilometers long, or 150 miles. The route takes us past various forests, small villages, unusual roads, to head toward the lake, Loch Ness, and the southern tip of the city of Inverness, among other places. How the driving is in Scotland will also tell us if we have enough time to enjoy the beautiful sights along the way. The Old Gishin, in Garve. Garve is a traditional historic Scottish country inn, situated in a beautiful highland wilderness, where a cheerful welcome and a cozy log fire await our visitors. This B&B accommodation close to Oulapool and Inverness is being an excellent base from which to enjoy many outdoor activities. Our bar is at the hub of the inn with a traditional stone fireplace, pool table, and plenty of seating. Come in and join us for delicious homemade food, refreshments, and a comfortable night's sleep. Facilities like a dryer room, a comfortable lounge, and an outside terrace with a lovely view of Ben Wyvis. A second lounge with Chesterfield sofa and piano where you can relax and post-dinner service. We can check in at Old Gishin, in Garve, between 1600 and 2100. We will also stay at this location for 2 nights. The weekend of Friday to Sunday On the Saturday, a round trip is scheduled, which will again take us around the clock. This round trip is almost 300 kilometers, and we can count on a ride of 5 to 5.5 hours. The route takes us through beautiful countryside and the seacoast in the west of Scotland. We drive through towns like Dingwall and Lairg. If the weather is pleasant and dry, we will take the 836 in the northern part of the route to look around the corner, so to speak. On the Sunday, we shall travel to our next stay near the sea, the hotel called Glenewig Inn in Lochalot. This Sunday, we will put 340 kilometers on the bike's speed odometer. According to the route planner, we will be in the saddle for 5.5 hours. Also on this route, we are often along the coast, overlooking the sea. If the weather is nice, we also do a little sightseeing in the direction of Applecross, where there are several viewpoints over the beautiful area. Near Kyle of Lochalsh, we hop the bridges across the water to take an inside road near Broadford Airport towards Kylrea, where we take the ferry, the Glenelg Skye. Travel to Skye on the Glenaculish, the last manually operated turntable ferry in existence. She is ideally suited for this crossing and is part of our heritage. Traveling on the Glenaculish is a unique experience, but she is over 50 years old. Incidentally, this route takes us much of high and low in peaks along the way. The highest point on the route is at Manratagan, where there is also a viewpoint. The town of Dorney, with that famous waterfront castle, Illindoran Castle, is not on our route. Our route takes us in the direction of Fort William. "30 kilometers before our endpoint is also Glenfinnan. Where the famous train ride is, with the famous Harris Knotter Bridge. At the Glenewig Inn Hotel in Lochalot, we can check in between 1600 and 2200. The Glen Uigean in Lochalort is set amidst a stunning scenery and close to the water. Our evening menu is compact, but daily specials mean that a week is still not long enough to sample our menu features that are healthy, natural and local as far as possible. A 300-kilometer round trip is scheduled for Monday. It includes beautiful coastal towns, natural areas, and the Glen Coo National Nature Park. After about 60 kilometers of driving from the hotel, we arrive at the Corran Ferry. From there we will do the Glen Coo Park natural area. Should we for some reason feel that we want to relax, we can of course skip this round trip, making the 300-kilometer round trip suddenly 150 kilometers. This route is about 230 kilometers long and also takes us through the northern area of Glen Coo National Nature Park. Provided we have driven the route small the day before, we can always take a point east of Glen Coo, adding another 20 kilometers to the route. If we are about 130 kilometers on the road, we will also make a stop at the Green Welly stop for a wetty and maybe a nice wee shopping. On Tuesday, we actually begin our return trip home and head toward the bed and breakfast, the Drum Farm, at the southwest of Stirling. All in all, this day is a 4-hour drive, so we have time to take it easy. We can check in at the B&B Drum Farm between 4 and 6 p.m. The manager, called Jessica Wilgerod, who manages the 300-year-old farmhouse, has been manager there and her mother before her since 1993. She can possibly help think of evening food. The next morning, Wednesday morning, we drive the last part of our journey with our overnight stay on the ferry in Newcastle. This drive is 300 kilometers long and will take about 5 hours. Of course, we must be at the ferry in time to check in, no later than 45 minutes before the boat leaves at 5 p.m. We will take mainly shortcuts, but if you wish, there is also a fast route of 270 kilometers in 3.5 hours. Estimated time of arrival in Ijmuiden, around 9 a.m. I want to thank you for watching this video, and remember to enjoy this journey, this beautiful road trip, and do not forget to love your greatest love, that is He who is steering the bike. Hope to see you on our next travel.